You have been listening to a sermon from New Faith Baptist Church in Madison, Illinois, where Reverend Dr. Janelle D. Felder is the pastor with Reverend Dr. Alexis F. Felder. If you would like to visit New Faith, we have Tuesday night prayer at 7:30 p.m., Wednesday night Bible study at 7:30 p.m., Saturday service at 5 p.m., and Sunday services at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. New Faith Baptist Church International is located at 25 South Central Avenue, Madison, Illinois, 60443. For more information about New Faith Baptist Church, please visit their website at www.newfaith.org or call them at 708-720-1318. Welcome back to the Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your next stop, the McCain train.
Welcome back to the Let's Stay Together Talk Show.
All right, welcome back to the Let's Stay Together Show. I'm your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo. Hey, we've got a caller out there. I'm putting you on the line right now. Hey, Tom, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Hey, Tom, thank you for calling the Let's Stay Together Show. Talk to me, man. What you got to say to these awesome women out here we got right now?
Oh, I just think that it's a wonderful thing that everything is going on. I love the dynamic of the different points of view that you have on the show.
Thank you, sir.
One of the things I wanted to talk about, to expand on something about when they discussed, as a former military member, I retired in 2010 from the Marine Corps with my wife, who we were married before I joined, so still together to this day, and being out there, and I always thought of myself that sometimes having to be a military spouse is just as hard or as important as being a military member, because we're out there doing our thing and we get deployed and we out on the front lines, but back home that military spouse has basically doing just a different fight. They're in a different battle, but they're out there on their own. And sometimes when they have to get their sources from people, like they said, being proactive, one of the things I want to say is that when they're doing that, make sure that it's a credible source, because sometimes they can get caught up in if they get into the rumor mill, that can be always just a bad thing. It just sends you on a spiral when you're on people in a unnecessary panic when their people are out there forward, because I've seen it. I remember one time we had just got into country. Everybody got to call home, and one young Marine came up to me, and he's telling me his wife had already been told his whole family was already in a panic, that, saying that he had got blown up in a convoy. And I was like, we had just been on the ground only 10 minutes. We just got here. So just for those that have to go out there, when they're going out getting their sources for information, make sure it's a credible source.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, let me ask you this. You said you just came out about 2 years. Is that what you said?
Yes.
And you were married at that time?
2010.
You're married at that time? Okay, so I want you to give a shout out to your wife right now for being there with you. So give a shout out to the missus right now.
Oh, Sherry, I love you. I love you for everything that you have done for me. Thank you for being there with me. Thank you for holding the fort down while I was gone, and I am so blessed to have you around.
Hey, we want to do one thing too, man. We want to thank you for your service and what you've done for the country. We are proud of you. We thank you very much for putting yourself in the service for us and all the things that you've done for us. A lot of people don't give kudos to that. I honor those who are in the military. I thank you very much for fighting for the cause and believing in the United States so much that you placed your life on the line. I thank you very much for that, brother.
Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you, and thank you for calling Let's Stay Together show.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Tom.
thank you to Dawn Sanchez, too, for being on the show.
Yeah, Don. Say hello to him, Don. Go ahead.
Hey, big man. Oh, big man.
All right.
All right, man. Take care.
I want to switch it around a little bit. Being a female myself, And the people haven't seen
And a
our
beautiful
pictures.
female,
Oh,
too,
I love
baby.
you.
You're a
I
beautiful
love
female.
you. But I'm not going to the army.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. But,
I already told Glenda. She don't know. Glenda, didn't we work on the papers already? See, she there you go. We got the papers.
It's been signed.
There you go.
I was like
Michelle Obama even agreed to it too. You gone, girl.
Michelle, I used to work with you.
How do they
now.
say?
Don't do
How they
that.
say? You out of here?
Okay. Well, I'm about to bring it back in here because the people won't see this until tonight or tomorrow with some pictures posted. These are some pretty ladies. So, and usually women who,
Pretty
in my
ladies.
mind, thought when you sign up for the service that they'd be those hard women. Not in this panel. No hard women, just beautiful women and everything. So, how do you stay feminine and how do you stay sexy? Lady who wear the uniforms first, and then we know how Dawn rolled with her sexiness.
So now she wants to know about your femininity, which I really don't understand why. But we're gonna ask that question for you. Like you want to show your femininity.
Wait a minute,
you know.
the reason I asked that question because once you in, what do you call them, fatigues or whatever, there's nothing sexy about that. Look, I try to spin mine.
I don't know about it. You didn't miss some
But I'm
pictures,
saying,
girl.
but
You didn't
know,
miss
how
some
do you-
pictures. I don't know.
How do you make yourself still feel beautiful up under that drab clothing?
Well, in the Army ACU, a woman is still allowed to wear makeup. It must be of natural look. It can't be gaudy. It can't just be extra. Well, you can.
Well, I'm with you,
You
then.
can't wear that with your uniform. But, you know, I always told them I am a lady first, and then I put on this uniform. And I honestly used to have some of my sergeants tell me, "You're not a lady. You got on a uniform." And I said, "Boo, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm a lady. I'm always going to be a lady."
So women, they really try to strip you of feeling and thinking that you're a woman.
You are a soldier. That's it.
I couldn't do it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and, you know, and I understand why you asked that question, joking around about that, but the transition is they want you to be uniforming like everyone else.
That's right.
And sometimes it might be a thought process that you may lose that femininity, but in essence, you don't want to lose that. Dawn, Glenda, talk to me a little bit about that. Is it something that that a woman, when they're in the military, are they requested to not be as feminine, or is it even an issue at all?
Well, when I joined in 1978, right? At that point, there was a lot of conforming that we had to do. For instance, the struggle of our hair underneath the hats. That was always a problem. But in 78, we couldn't wear locks or French braids, no more than 2, they said. So literally that was a split down the middle of our head, and, we had French braid on either side. But things, as far as I'm concerned, we were able to wear light makeup. You couldn't wear gaudy fingernail polish. It couldn't have, how they wear it today. You couldn't have different colors. They'll tell you strip all of that off. So you can wear a natural shade, which to me looks nice, if that's what your job requires. I had went to Jones Commercial here in Chicago. So they taught us how to be dressed like women and act like women. And that never left me.
Yeah.
So everything you learn in life, it builds upon what I call a tapestry of who you will become in life. So when I joined and I had just finished, Jones Commercial, I worked as a secretary. They didn't make me try to dig any ditches deeper than the toughest guy. All I had to do was what I was supposed to do. And even then, I reminded myself, when I saw Private Benjamin come out, I saw it, I said, oh my God, they made a movie about me, but she's just white. So, that was it. I was like, oh my God. When we went through the line to get our uniforms, I'm saying to myself, we have to wear this every day. No one in my immediate family had joined the military but me. I was the first. So I didn't know we had
first of a lot of things.
I didn't know I had to wear boots every day. I didn't know we had fatigues then. Those are battle dress uniforms. Those are BDUs. Those didn't even exist until years later. When I was in, it was the solid green, just like they wore on MASH. The solid green little popping top with the 2 pockets in the front. Yes. Yeah. So we dressed like women. They made sure we looked differently than them. Battle dress uniforms came it came in the, I would say, in the late 80s, where all of us started looking alike. So they had us dressed looking like women.
Yeah.
You know, we could wear light lipstick and, you know, maybe one ring. They didn't want us to wear more gaudy jewelry, you know. So everything just had to have some type of good taste about it. And that's what the Army Regulation 670-1, and that's uniform and dress wear. It says in good taste is what most of the regulations say as far as your hair in good taste.
Yeah.
Wrap back, not straggly, hanging off from underneath their hat. So in essence, they want you to look nice and neat, and that is the appearance of a soldier, nice and neat.
And you know what I like about that is because what you're hearing now is the history of something, and I really think that it's important that you know the history, you know, about what's happening and
where we came from.
Where you came from, because if you don't know the history of the struggle that the women had to go through in the military and all the process you had to go through, then you're not really. You don't really understand what it means to be in it means to be a woman in the military. You have to know that history. Just like we say with African American history, you have to know your history. If you're a woman that's thinking about going into the military, you've got to know the history of what it was and how it is now and how it transcends from one situation to another. Baby, you got another question?
We have a lot of great books here. The one I know I have 3 on my plate I'm going to get to, but the one I did read, Call of Duty, was a session in there that Dawn was telling how she stayed sexy because she had to stay fit, stay pretty, well, even though her husband was deployed. So I'm asking, what did you do to stay sexy and pretty while he was deployed?
I'm too sexy for the military.
That's right. I'm telling you, don't you see all this ruby red lipstick I got on?
Red is the color. Red is the color.
That is it. Well, man, how did I say sexy? You know what I did? I went into the gym. I actually got certified as a Zumba instructor, and I taught Zumba. Yep, I taught Zumba and got an instructor in 2010, actually, in Japan. Got certified. I did a lot of that. Oh, yeah, baby. And you know what? The other things I did, too, was I got massages. I got lingerie. Even though he was not there.
You did things to make you feel good.
I did things to make me feel good, as well as, you know what? But it was faith, though, too. Because if I'm preparing for my husband to come back, that means he is coming back. So that was a faith thing for me. It wasn't just fitness. It wasn't just looking good or feeling good. It was also a faith thing for me. I'm like, you know, I'm preparing for my husband for when he comes back. Sure. So that's how I stayed and had my goals and all that kind of stuff and all that. And I'm loving this music. Hey.
So, Dawn, let me tell you this. I like the music in the back, too. Let me ask you this question. Now, they were saying something about that a lot of military wives did not like the women that were in the military with the husbands. And like the military women was getting a lot of snares and there was a lot of issues going on there. Did you see any of that at all? I know Glenda's shaking her head, but did you see any of that at all?
Some I did, sadly but true. You know, you do see it, you know. But I must say it was very few and far between. We have much respect, you know, on both sides of the fence. You know, when my husband joined and everything like that, we respected each other. You know, we all had a job to do. It wasn't just, oh, that's a military person, that's a military spouse. Hey, we all had a job to do. And especially when, you know, we were in duty stations where there was a dramatic deployment, meaning a lot of men and women that were going out. We were all on the same boat. We was all on the same team.
Yeah.
So we didn't see it that much.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You were saying
this is Tracy
that,
talking.
Oh yeah, I rarely talk. But you know when you were saying how be quiet. How everybody we're in the same boat when everybody got deployed and stuff. I'm wondering, when he went into the military, did you go straight there with him, or was there a period you were here?
No, there was a period that I was here, and when he went into the military, because you know everybody, they go through training or boot camp. So, of course, with the spouses, we're not allowed to go. They go to boot camp for, depending on your branch of service. For my husband, it was a little over 3 months. And I was here with my mom crying in her bed.
Yeah,
You know, it is. It's a period of time, and that's when they're training. That's when they're, if you,
TDY.
yeah. There you go.
So my question to you was, and